Hello, beautiful humans. This is not the safest thing to do, but I'm on my way to visit one of my favorite people in all of Jordan, Mamdouh Shirat, also known as the Duke. He is the only Duke of Jordan, and the story is a funny one where he was friends with the old King Hussein, and they went on a picnic, and the king asked him, "What can I offer you? You have everything. There is nothing I can offer you." And then the Duke said, "Well, actually, there's something I've always wanted, and that is the title of Duke." So he gave it to him, even though that is not a title that people use here in Jordan. Today I was thinking, why do I love this human so much? Why do I celebrate his existence, his soul? And then it came to me because he really aligns with one of my greatest values, and one of the values in Awakened Woman we really celebrate, which is the value of welcoming. The Duke has always welcomed people from all walks of life, and I remember one time there was like the Sudani son of his gardener and an ambassador and an artist, and all these people were gathered around the same table, a dinner table that he had created. And so it made me feel such a beautiful invitation for interbeing, for people from different backgrounds and just different humans that are completely different to be welcome around the same circle, around the same table, that is not exclusive or limited to a certain kind of people or a certain level of hierarchy or position. And I feel it comes from a deep mission he has, which is to open really or break down the hierarchies and separations that a lot of us live in our societies. And so this video is in celebration of one of my favorite people in Amman, in Jordan, somebody who is a role model for many here, and just a really inspiring character. And he also happens to be just really, really fun. I remember one time I was at a dinner there, and there was the Japanese ambassador and other ambassadors. He's friends with all the ambassadors in Jordan, basically. And it was like a Christmas party or something, and so he was like, "I have presents for everybody," and everyone got excited, like, okay, what's the presents? And then he brings this really expensive box, the box of a really expensive bottle of something. And it's like, ooh, that's a nice gift. And then he opens it, and it has spinach inside. And so it was like, that's what he values. He values the earth. He's very down to earth. He values fun and human connection, and less taking ourselves seriously with all this crap, social hierarchy and positions and roles, and more about celebrating the human spirit and human connection and bringing the right people together. And he always has these dinners where he brings just completely different people. One time there's a friend of mine, Nochi, who is all about planting trees in Jordan. So I invited Nochi to the Duke's place, and the Duke invited the Japanese ambassador, and so there was Nochi, who is all about planting trees, sitting in front of the Japanese ambassador. And Nochi was like, wow, this opportunity never would have happened in my reality. And so the Duke makes that possible. He is a beautiful soul, and oh my god, I see cops, so I need to stop this video for now. The Duke lives in one of the oldest parts of Amman. Most people I know live in West Amman, which is more the, let's say, like Beverly Hills of Amman. And here we have to go to the center, like the old town, and then climb up, I forgot what the hill is called. But so he's one of the few people that from the beginning of days of Amman, from the beginning, early days of Amman, did not leave the old part to go to more the cooler, new, more trendier areas. He stayed in this house that I think was his father's, and so to get there it's a bit of a trek, but once you get there you feel it's this feeling of old Amman, of somebody who really cherished and valued keeping the parts of the soul of Amman that really meant something to him. And I'm really glad there's no traffic, because usually there's a lot of traffic here. So I think this is a good timing to be visiting the Duke. It's around 1:30 p.m. Let's see. Okay, it turns out there's a bit of traffic, but I think it's manageable. So this is kind of like the older part of town. My grandfather's office used to be waiting in traffic. Me and the Duke have a lot in common. Firstly, our birth date. We are both born on January 28th. And I feel we were like brother and sister or twins or something in a past life that was very dear and close. And the other thing is our initials, Madi Habi and Mamdouh Shirat. MB are our initials. So there's a lot of common values and themes in our lives. And that's probably why I feel very close to his soul. I feel familiar. I feel, something very deep and valuable. And I really do not spend enough time with him. Every time I go, I think to myself, I need to go every week. I really love being here. But you know how life works and you get busy and this and that. So more of the old town. A lot of stuff for sale. Hello. Welcome. كيفك؟ اشتقت لك.
أنا كمان. أهلين.
شو الأخبار؟
You look lovely.
كيفك اليوم؟
I family.
From the farm.
Yeah.
There's always guests at the Duke's. دايما تلهي حالك بأشياء. أوه لا لا، مكتبة شو هاي؟
هاي مكتبة السعادة.
مكتبة السعادة. لا جديدة. اوه هيب هيب.
I'm so glad to have you visit me in Jebel Jofe on this lovely December day. I am delighted with the gift you brought me with you, the beautiful pomeli from your father's garden. May you always be a comrade and a friend of the Duke. I want to tell you something, that my imagination is my second income. It means a lot to me that I am happy that I can do things I am also happy for the blind, because the blind allow me to enjoy all these beautiful things. They don't see them, and if they did, they would not end up with me.
You find these things that mean nothing to people, but you make them valuable.
Yeah, the idea is really, I make if you give me a lemon, I make a lemonade. If you give me something bitter, I turn it into something sweet. As you can see here, you can see here all these things that are thrown away by routers. I make them into more beautiful mobiles, and each one represents something.
What's your favorite one?
Some of them are angels, some of them are animals, and then بعدين طزين على الحياة.
وين؟
هي طز مش شايفة، طزين على هذه الدنيا.
Not to take things too seriously,
yes,
sir.
أبدا. What matters really is that if you have a vision in life, every day is a new day. Every day you can look at this citadel and admire it without having the possession of a valuable painting. You have this valuable painting every day of your life. It's all you have to do is open your eyes to what nature has given us. Really, we are so blind towards nature, towards trees, towards water, towards everything.
The elements. The elements. Water, wind.
العالم, they don't see the beauty of a tree. You don't need to own a tree. Possession is not one of my icons or my dreams. The whole world is yours if you look at it properly. You know, the soul is the most important thing in our life. قتل الروح لا يدري به أحد.
Nobody knows that it's happening. We know, and that's why we're reviving the soul, sir.
You know, it is said that the world was spoiled by the man when he put the first plow into the earth.
And who is fixing the earth?
Now, the way we are building highways, we are building development, big cities and so on, we are eating up this beautiful land that has given us food for the last billions of years. We are doing it unknowingly. هلا لما يكيفوا على الاوتوستراد، والله هذا الاوتوستراد بجنن، ما عمالهم يفكروا انه هالاوتوستراد اكل ارض لها ملايين سنين. We have no right to do it. It's a big crime, but you can't talk about it.
It's like crime against the earth.
Because you think you are considered retarded. I always remember when the television came into being, a lady was asked, "Do you watch television?" She said, No, I don't watch. I see better on the radio.
I don't watch television.
No, the idea that she doesn't want to be deprived of her imagination. And the sad story now is that all the new generation is stuck to this mobile, where they see everything on the tube. Their imagination is being usurped from them.
Yeah, but you know what I love about you do? You don't focus too much on the things that are not working. You focus on the things that you want to bring. So you don't think too much about those things. You think about how you want to live differently, how you want to teach people something different.
It's people who went off the track are those who made history in life.
The road less followed.
I've never been a follower in my life. I've always been a leader in many ways. Inside me, of course, I don't portray it as such, but within me, I've always had my own opinion, and I was never, how would you say, being influenced or attracted by mass media or by whatever is in fashion and so on. I always question.
You created the fashion.
Yeah. I mean, Islam هيني جاي.
Action!
الو، اهلين الحمد لله، اهلين الحمد لله يلا اهلين الحمد لله. يا هلا، الحمد لله على سلامتك. قل لي امتى راح اشوفك؟ اي وقت، انا في البيت، اي وقت بتشرف.
Who are your best friends in the world?
Yeah.
Who are your best friends?
All the ladies.
You like the ladies?
Of course, they're more sensitive. Wisdom of the East. That's why I love to be a Middle Eastern, because really the wisdom emanated from this area, and that's why maybe we have all the prophets were born in this land of ours, and unfortunately we did not play up to it.
You're playing up to it.
Maybe. I love your teeth, by the way. Your smile, yeah. The smile is worthless.
Priceless.
Priceless. Worthless.
Worthless is not good.
Eh?
Worthless is not good. Worthless يعني it's worthless.
I see what you mean.
You were saying about self-sufficiency. That really matters to me.
And every human being can in one way or other strive for self-sufficiency, and we are all striving away from it. And this has been a problem for not our culture, but our behavior has become so dependent on something as if we can't live without it. I mean, all these.
So what is self-sufficiency for you? How are you self-sufficient? Like how do you?
I mean, first of all, nutrition-wise, I like to feed myself. I only eat what I'm producing. I'm lucky to have had
Your
the
farms.
honor of being a land-owning family, and I've survived all my life on the land that we inherited from our grandparents and grandfathers. And unfortunately, the trend has been that there was no proper strategic planning to keep the agricultural land as a priority in our life. For us, urbanization was much more important because of land that can be sold more expensively. Thus, we can enjoy so-called luxury, which I find is a fallacy. Glory is only short-lived. Whatever position you get in life, it is a short-lived.
So you prefer to have your land and like create food from your land and be self-sufficient so that you don't need anything outside to entertain you or
In every way, even as I told you before, my imagination gives me back my own. I mean, the myth that something is made by, I always quote Picasso, that Picasso has become the icon of art, And when you look at any of my pieces of art, they can be Picasso if you want that kind of art.
And so what you're saying is even looking outwards towards icons or artists or politicians, it's like really you are the Picasso, you are the leader.
Look at all these pieces. If I were dedicated to becoming a Picasso, these are the hanging towers of the hanging garden of Babylon, if you want to look at it this way. All right.
Say hi.
Hi, Ahlin.
Hello. Hello, anybody there?
Beautiful.
أفكار المعلم وشغل إيديه. The dynamic duo. Wow. We are at a 100-year-old building. مدير الفن أكيد. مدير الفن أبو الشبل. إيش هاي؟
سيسو.
أهلا. خف كثير.
أنا بحب السفر. So you keep yourself busy, entertained. Do you ever get bored? دائما في أفكار imagination. هوري. كيف بدنا نحتفل هاي السنة؟
نعمل إشي حلو.
Hi guys, I'm just driving home after a beautiful time spent with the Duke. We had some very deep conversations. Every time I feel I understand him a bit deeper, and we see each other. You know when you meet someone and you really see their gifts and they see your gifts, and I feel he is an ally. So this video is an invitation for many things. It's an invitation to look around you and know who are the people who really are role models and bring value to your city, to your town, to your reality. And also to give yourself permission to think differently, because people like the Duke who have thought and lived differently, they bring this soul essence to their life, to the people around them. And he's never been about what he calls mazahir, and instead he's really about the essence behind. And he's never been about developments and urbanization. He's about the land, and every time we leave he gives us gifts from his land. I can show you in my trunk, there is some like lettuce and shatta and stuff like that. So He is a true gift to Amman. And today I want to invite you to celebrate someone who is a true gift to the land you live in. It could be an elder like the Duke, the elder generation. We need to honor the people who have come before, who have really paved the way for something beautiful. And just to remember to look around you. Remember what he says about imagination, like to use our imagination to see value where other people don't feel value, to allow things to have a different meaning in your eyes. So he takes a piece of trash and it becomes a sculpture for him. He takes a door frame that someone throw and he makes it a beautiful frame for a piece of art. And I think you've gotten a taste of what that beautiful I would say like ecology, that environment that he's created looks like. And every time I go, there's guests, and he has a joie de vivre, a celebration of life that is really precious. So today I'm celebrating the Duke and a good friend of mine and a soul brother, and inviting you to do the same for someone who deserves